Hello, you divine infinite human beings. You're all that is, ever has been, and ever can be. You're divine infinite love. You are divine infinite truth. You are divine infinite source. Greetings, greetings, greetings from finally a beautiful sunny day here in Sicilia. I'm actually saying goodbye to the Caparama. I'll be back here, but I'm moving to another place that's really beautiful and out of the range of certain things. And but I just want to say hello to my subscribers. Hi guys. I'm really appreciate you watching my videos through all this. This last year I took a pause from my ASMR, and I know so many people have been asking me to come back to it, and I will. But I felt like, due to the circumstances on the planet, like today they're chemtrailing. They've got some chemtrails going, which, okay. But due to the current circumstances on our, scandemic, plandemic planet, I felt the time was not to lull you into a trance, but to awaken you. And I know it's been a traumatic year because it has been purposely created to be a trauma-based mind control device to get you to submit to the new world technological order that they have now put in place without our consent. So I've got tons of videos on it, and the best thing is that there are some really great truthers, truth sayers that are speaking out. I was part of a truth telethon, and people are getting it. I just felt like I'm sure many of you felt like you were the only one. I mean, I just could see what was happening. It was right before my eyes, and I shouted to the top of my lungs in Italian and Sicilian and English what was going on. But it was so strange. It was like being in some kind of time warp, where people just couldn't get it. So I really am a firm believer that you have to, when you're presented with a situation, you really have to understand it. You have to understand the problem and the root of the problem, or the root of the dis-ease. And we have certainly been presented with a dis-ease. I don't care what narrative you follow. If you are following the accepted narrative of this contagious virus that is killing people, people are dropping like flies all over the planet, surely you have noticed that there are some holes in that. So please keep digging. The rabbit hole is deep, very deep. So actually I spent this year finishing up my book, The Infinite Human, which goes all the way down the rabbit hole to the divine origins of us as divine infinite human beings. And I've exposed the scams, the strings on the puppet, the holes in the narratives, and I've gone meticulously through the whole put-up job of this finite earth in which we live, pointing it out. And I feel I've got to do 2 more chapters and then I'm going to do one final rewrite and send it off to the editor, and it'll be out by January 2027. I have promised the big guys who have given me these cosmic downloads, this information. So I feel like when I do that, my job is done. And I know there's a lot of truthers right now who are really, looking and examining the dark agendas and exposing it. And it is tough work. Hats off to you guys. But I also see something that's happening, which is it's just developmental. It's part of the job, okay? It's part of the job. And believe me, from someone who's been here, Kiki, come on, don't go near the cliff. Beautiful day out here in La Rama. But someone I feel sometimes like I'm older than dirt, older than these cliffs. These cliffs are 200 million years old. And I feel that old sometimes because I've been doing this for a long, long time. My husband was a physician, and we were, we wrote a book, The Pathway Home, about healing is not where you're going. It's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And we traveled all around the world. And, it's a tough job. I always say I just work here. But And here I've had a tough job too, because, you get ridiculed, persecuted, crucified for, helping people, for speaking the truth. But, it's a tough one, but it's part of our job, and it's part of our own learning experience. I just wrote a portion in the book today about they're herding us into, technological AI robots who are part of a hive mind. So I looked up and started really delving into the hive mind, the beehive, and how they work. And, there's the queen bee who, once she's born, the first thing she does is she goes around and kills all of her sisters. So she will be the queen bee. There's only one. Then, the other females are not, they're not queen bees, they're just worker bees. And they do most of the heavy lifting. And one of their jobs before they are within the hive, before they go out the last days of their life, the last month of their life, and literally fly themselves to death, because they put in about 500 miles of flight time until their wings shatter. But they also are the cleaners, or the undertakers of the hive. And what they do is they go in and they find, dead bodies, and they remove them. And sometimes they find bees that aren't dead yet. They're sick, they're dying, they're weak. And of course they just kill them, eliminate them, and take them out. And likewise, the drones that fertilize the queen with their sperm, as soon as they have done their deed, their this is horrible, guys. Their genitals are ripped off in the flight of the queen bee, and they die. So it's really a very efficient, and it's that kind of hive mind that the good of the many outweighs the good of the one. And that's where we're being herded here, with all these draconian laws, with everyone having to wear masks. Whereas Margaret Mead, when once asked by a student, how did she define civilization? How did she know a culture had reached the level of being civilized? And she said, when she found an ancient culture where a femur, a broken leg, had been healed, she knew that culture had reached the level of civilization. And the reason being, she said, in the animal kingdom, if an animal breaks its leg and cannot, walk, run away from its predators, get water, get food, it's left to die by the pack, by the herd. And whereas in a civilized culture, there is someone who's cared enough to stay with that injured person and nurse them, get them their food, their water, protect them from the predators until they are able to once again, take care of themselves. And really, every day we're being asked that question. And as truthers, the irony of it is we are saying this really because we care about people. That's the only reason. We're not trying to be right. In fact, sometimes I wish, as you probably do, that you weren't right. I wish I wasn't right. But, we just can see it happening, and we're trying to warn people, and people are waking up. But we have to remember to have compassion. And we have to also remember it is an inside job. So this you're doing also for yourself. For me, it takes a lot of compassion sometimes when people are, screaming at me because I don't have a, muscle on, and saying they're going to call the Carabinieri, I just have to take a deep breath and remember that I can breathe, that I have that right, and I give that self my right. I am not consenting to this fallen system, and everyone has free will, but I see a lot of truthers kind of getting soul weary, I call it, burnt out, because it is a difficult job, and it's often a thankless job. But First of all, oxygen mask on yourself first. And this is a great time. This, really, not spiritual bypassing and say everything's just going to go away. It's not. But we're witnessing the ending of the finite earth, an old corrupted system that has never worked. It's been created as a prison. So this is a good thing. And all we can do is say, come on, don't go there. This is better, you know? But, you know, and really it boils down to salesmanship. Are you a good salesperson? In fact, you know, I've been talking about the evils of the Babylonian money magic system, which is all based on parasitic usury, which is true. But at the same time, the exchange of energy is a good thing. And salesmanship is a good thing because you are not scamming people if you're coming from a place of integrity, but you are actually informing people that they have other options available. And ironically, one of the things that I've decided to get on board, and I'm going to use it to also fund me as I do my ASMR healing videos, because I'm going to do a lot of Reiki and a lot of things that are helping to, you know, boot your brain waves to a natural algorithm. Of course, I have to use technology right now, but you know, I use it with the right intent for my soul mission. And also, as I've said many times, the key of the game is, although they're trying to inject you, which gets it into your bloodstream faster and fuses you with nanobot technology that is patented, so you actually become the property of the elites, because your very makeup, your DNA is now an artificial intelligence slave bot. What can you say, robot? So, you know, you can say no to that, but they are doing things without our consent, which is the chemtrails are dropping smart dust, which are full of these nanobots that you're inhaling. It's getting into your food. It's they have this DARPA gel that's all around that people are, you know, sanitizing their hands with, that has this technology in it. Their job is to get the technology into you. Your job is to get it out. So we're in this war right now. And that's why I always say, get the metals out. I had all the metal taken out of my mouth and a new bridge put in, which was very painful. I had 6 teeth pulled. I have been drinking this tea, and I've been fortunate because I am in a volcanic island, of course, Mount Etna, very old, where this zeolite mineral, which is from the volcanic ash, neutralizes radiation and also helps pulls minerals out of your body. And I just found out through this truth telethon, the folks who put it on, that there's a product now that I'm going to get behind because it's easy, you know, to use, because it's a spray. I've been, you know, doing tea and all kinds of things that are very time consuming to get the minerals out. So I'm going to try it. And if it works, I'm going to get behind it. I'm getting a sample because, you know, we need to do that. And I want to do some with Kiki too, because it's hard to get her to drink tea, and I can just spray something in her mouth. So I'm waiting for the sample. But if I do that, I'm going to promote that as part of my, you know, ASMR videos that will help me fund it, because I don't like to do, you know, God bless YouTube, but they've censored David Icke and many other people, truthers, and I've had myself censored on there. So I don't want to build up using Patreon, because who knows. I want to have my own videos that I can put wherever, other places if need be, if I need to jump to other free social media platforms. And I don't want to run commercials to support, you know, my work, my energy, because especially when you're doing ASMR, what's more irritating when you're in this beautiful, relaxed trance, you know, healing state, and then someone tries to sell you something that might not even be in line with what I'm about. So I'm going to use that because it does take a lot of time to do those videos. And of course, I'll be promoting my book because I think everybody in the world should read it. Because it's going to put all the puzzle pieces together. So anyway, love you guys. Please subscribe. Please share. Please go to my website, infinitehuman.com. Please comment. All right. Ciao for now from beautiful, sunny, today's sunny Sicily. And winter solstice is coming up. Ciao.